Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with USL Dunkerque. My little break is hopefully over. I'm not going to guarantee that it's definitely over. Hopefully it's over and we can get back to normal service. It is the start of Season 12. Last year, obviously, we picked up the Coupe de la Ligue, finished third place in the table. We screwed PSG out of getting 100 points and 100 goals over the course of the season. This year, our goal has to be, once again, Champions League qualification. I think from this point onwards, that has to be the goal every single year. I would like to get through the Champions League group stages. I would like to be pushing PSG to the limits this season. I don't think it's going to happen, but because it is the start of the season, the transfer window is open. We have invested some money. I've broken my transfer record. It's still under £5 million, but we've broken our transfer record. We've sold a lot of players. We've brought in a reasonable amount as well. Let's start with the players that have left the club. And you'll see there that it's quite a few. Alan Varel, probably the biggest name on that list, left on the 30th of the 6th on a free transfer. He's now already found a club at Nancy. He was a decent player to let go on a free transfer. Obviously, we had him on loan from Ipswich for a number of seasons. Had a couple of good, really good years for us. But since we've been promoted to Ligue 1, not been the best of players, really. I tried to shift him on last year, nobody would buy him, he's left on a free transfer. Other players to leave, Hugo Lafosse obviously played a reasonable part throughout our last few years, actually played quite a few games last season. Brandon Collignon, another player who played quite a few games, and then a big list of players who, let's face it, were never going to play for us. Wessel Bosch, the South African goalkeeper, Joey Kola, the Zambian, with about 30 caps to his name, never really played for us. Alseni Kamara, Youssef Amour, Bastien Chartier, Alain Galliard, all of these actually I've released very recently because I've realised that our youth and reserve teams were filled with players on non-contracts. So we've got rid of all of them as well. This man was 22 and didn't have a contract with us for about 4 years and was just knocking about in the reserves. Other players to leave then on a free transfer. Jair Ferreira has returned back to Portugal to play for Braga. Young English central midfielder Bright Yeboah has left the club and signed for Cannes for a minuscule £66,000. Ismail Sarr has also left the club and returned back to his native Portugal to play for Belenenses, or however you say it. He's also gone for about £66,000. Now we start getting into some actual real money. Thomas Ramon has left and signed for Real Betis for £700,000. Somehow we've made money on Vittorio Leone, the 27-year-old American. He's left and signed for Swansea, and we've got 1.1 million for him somehow. Kazakh left-back Konstantin Jakarov has also left the club, signing for Dijon for £1.4 million. And the big one, the Birkenabe left winger who managed to score that penalty to put us into the Coupe de la Ligue final. That we did win, and he didn't play in it, so we didn't technically get a winner's medal. Ali has signed for CFR Cluj in Romania for £3.6 million, I think, potentially rising to nearly £5 million, which is a lot of money for someone who isn't actually very good at football. Players joining the club then, in order of cost. First up, it's a returning face, Ryan Birch, the now 26-year-old American. He was on a free transfer after leaving New York City, hasn't played a game since. I brought him in on trial, he's been sat in my reserves since probably about February last year. Signed him, and now he's not registered in the squad because we've already got 4 foreign players, so now he's transfer listed, and he wants to leave the club. Another player to make their move to Dunkirk permanent is Juan Manuel Blanco from Atletico on a free transfer once again, getting £41,500 a week. But look at his value. He's worth £28.5 million for a free transfer. That is absolutely ridiculous. Technically, he is our most expensive player. Now the first of 2 players to sign on free transfers from PSG. We've had a little bit of luck with them last year, so I thought I'd try it again. Not last year, 3 years ago, something like that. Nassim Toual, 19-year-old French goalkeeper, looked at his stats, thought he was quite good, brought him in. Not good enough for the first team. Inter Milan have loaned him out for the entire season on a rotation deal. I don't know why Inter Milan want him, but sure. And the other player to join from PSG on a free transfer is Czech central defender David Cermak. He has joined and then immediately gone out on loan to Slavia Praha because, once again, like Tual, I think that's his name, he's not good enough for the first team at the moment. We do have some very, very good central defenders, but he's only 23, a year playing first team football in a half-decent league. Hopefully, will do him the world of good, and next season he might be playing a lot of football for us. It's been a while since we've done it, but we've gone and signed ourselves another Georgian. It is Georgi Ziodze, maybe. He has signed for about £300,000 from Norchi Dynamo in probably Georgia. I brought him in because physically he's bloody ridiculous. He's also a left midfielder, naturally a left midfielder, which we don't have a huge amount of those. So Georgi Ziodze coming in is a useful little player. He's also 6'3". I didn't realise that. He's bloody massive. For £500,000, I have bought ourselves a prospect goalkeeper, along with the one from PSG. Aldrich Kayembe from the Democratic Republic of Congo has joined, and he's immediately gone out on loan to Brest down in League 2, but he's going to play an entire season of football in League 2, which is going to do him the world of good. The reason why this man was brought in is because look at some of his stats. When you look at his goalkeeping abilities, some of them are so good. 15 reflexes, 14 handling, brilliant. Physically, also really, really good physical stats. And one little stat, which I kind of, when I bought him, I had a little look at some of my other goalkeepers to see how good he was in comparison. Free kick taking of 11. He's actually very good at taking free kicks. He might be my free kick taker when he comes back next year. Continuing our trend of signing African footballers, up next is Webster Maniyama, the South African defender who has got 14 caps for his country, has signed from Kaizer Chiefs. He's a decent little player, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. I can't remember how much money I bought him for, 575k, there you go, potentially rising to nothing more than 575k. He is probably going to be one of those players that's going to get a fair amount of football for us this season. For £775,000, we brought ourselves another defender. This time it is Paraguayan defender Jose Luis Cardozo, signing from Nacional Paraguay. Or was it Nacional Paraguay? It may have been Sportivo Luqueno, possibly. He's been brought in because I liked his mental stats. His 19 determination, pretty good. He's also quite versatile. He's gone back on loan. That's what we haven't signed him from Nacional. He's gone back there on loan. He's gone to Paraguay for a season, because basically he's South American, we can only register for South Americans. Chances are you'll never see this man play football for us. Now we move in to the three big signings that we've done this season. First up for £3.3 million, still a minuscule amount of money in the grand scheme of things for a team playing in the Champions League, finishing third place in the, I think, third best league now in Europe. Dinko Stefancic, maybe, from Dinamo. He has been brought in because when I scouted him, he was a Wonderkid. They actually said he was a Wonderkid. I had to fight off Tottenham to sign him. His agent wanted £4,000 a week. He's getting paid nearly 13, because basically he would have gone to Tottenham if I didn't throw money at him. I think we might have a gem here. He's not really a left midfielder, but he can probably play there. We can force him to play there. Basically, he's going to have to play there. Next up is a player who is considered a Wonderkid still at the moment, Angel Zambrano, a player who I wanted to sign a year ago, but felt I didn't need to buy him. This time round I thought, screw it, we've got the money, let's buy ourselves an Ecuadorian Wonderkid from Emelec, who, if you don't know, Emelec, really good team if you want to buy Ecuadorians. Zambrano is worth £7.25 million, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He is going to be giving our strikers a run for their money. He's probably going to be the first name on the team sheet. And finally, our record transfer. To give some competition to Jean-Pierre Lecomte, we have signed another attacking midfielder. I've brought him in for about £4.8 million. He's French. This is something that I very rarely do, is buy French players, but he's come in, spent last season on loan, I think, at Nantes, spent a few years on loan at various clubs from Monaco. He looks bloody marvellous, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's a committed attacking midfielder. I don't know what that means, but hopefully that's a good thing. I have noticed that we have a lot of players with really bad personalities. We've got a lot of fickle personalities, a lot of mercenaries. I'm okay with that, as long as we keep winning things. So yeah, that is our transfer business for our 12th season in charge of Dunkerque. £14 million spent. As you can see there was a big chunk of it was spent on the final three players. We have also loaned out all of these players as well. So David Madsen, Nassim Tual, Sofiane Khaled has gone to Brighton, Cermak we know to Slavia Praha, Juan Carlos Vargas is one of our youngsters gone to Medellin, Cardozo to Nacional we know, Patty Duru has gone to Strasbourg, Aldrich Kayembe going to get a season at Brest as we know, Dick Gang is playing for Paris FC, Bruno Correa to Guillaume, Amin Baouche to Gazalak Ajaccio, Rui Latournia, who is someone who came for our youth team who I don't know why he's still with the club, has gone to Châteauroux, Nicolayan has gone to Guillaume, Silla has gone to Strasbourg, Davor Vasic to Epinal, Alain Kamga to Metz, and Frederick Zakora has gone to Rennes. So I think that's all the transfer business to talk about. We have also played some pre-season matches, and we've also moved to our brand new stadium, and I'm a bit annoyed. Not because it's got just the generic Dunkerque stadium name, but it's the fact that it's built like an old stadium. It's got 4 stands, it doesn't have corners. So what I'm going to try and do is get them to fill in the corners. And I'm going to do it now. I don't know whether this is a good idea, but I'm going to try it. We've got the money. Do we... can't satisfy ticket demand. What do they say? We agree. Okay, so our brand new stadium that we haven't yet moved into is now being expanded. What is it going to be? 22,000? I'm going big. 19,396. Okay, so, and the work will begin at the end of the season. So, this season, we have a capacity of about 16,000. Next season, we'll have a capacity of nearly 20,000. Probably next season, I'm going to ask them to expand it once again. Before we jump into the one and only match that we are going to play in this episode, which I believe is against Rennes, maybe? Not quite sure. We will look at the season preview, where they're expecting us to finish 6th. Nantes are still ahead of us. Our feeder club are still ahead of us, even though we've beaten them for the last 2 years in a row. If you look at the media dream team, none of our players, that's just not fair. Media prediction for our lineup though: Matupa in the sticks, Popov, Pokravac, Vondelay and Niare, Zoidza, Turner, Kafau and Nesta, Vergara and Zambrano at the front. I mean, that's fairly similar to what I'm expecting to play. Obviously, those two are going to be a bit deeper and we're going to have an attacking midfielder there, but they're all good footballers. And one final piece of news that there's no way to really tell in the game anymore, but Daniel Gerrits has come out as gay, which I think is bloody marvellous. He came back from Belgium and realised that he needs to now tell the world, so fair play, Daniel. Match number 1 then of the season, up against Rennes. I'm not quite sure where Rennes were predicted to finish, but we have beaten them 5 times. They've beaten us 3 times, although I'm sure a lot of these were back in the day, so I'm not really too fussed about them. We've beaten them 5 times. That's the more important number. The starting lineup we're going to go for then, we are going to go with the 4-4-2 Stormcaller. So in the sticks is going to be Calvin Matupa, Abubakar Niare, Vondelay, Pokravac and Todor Popov at the back. So the back 5 remains the same into the next season. Lucas Divis and Hassan Kamara still keep their place as the defensive midfielders. On the right is going to be Given Lavelle. Dinko Stefancic is going to be our left-sided midfielder, with Kafau just behind Angel Zambrano up front. So it's all change up front. In defence, it's all staying the same. I'm hoping we haven't done too much. Like, we haven't brought in a huge amount of players that's going to really mess things up. I do still have a lot of players who probably should be getting on the bench at least. Like Blanco, as I mentioned earlier, he's worth nearly £30 million. Not even on the bench. Kevin Turner constantly just sits on the bench. Kaya is one of those players that he's good, but he's not as good as Niare. Yahi, once again, great little footballer. Burkic, as we know, he's scored a hat-trick. I think it was Burkic. It might have been the other one. There's 2 players that are very similar, and I always get them confused. Francois Chile, not even on the bench. Brian, returning from his loan, not on the bench. Katiba, also not on the bench. We need to trim down the squad, I think. Now, I genuinely have not played Football Manager for about a week, or maybe 2 weeks, so I'm a little bit concerned as to how well we're going to do. This is why I'm sticking with as many players as I kind of can when it comes to not changing the squad. I believe you might be ours, if I'm not mistaken. You are ours. So Frederick Zakora is going to be playing against us. Only 18 years old. Hopefully he doesn't score against us. It's also a bit annoying that we're not playing at our brand new stadium, but it does look very similar to this, where we've got the 4 stands at the end on the sides of the pitch, but nothing in the corners, which, considering the year is, 2028, something like that, you'd think they'd learn to fill in the corners by now. Given Lavelle with the ball, number 21 gets tackled, and now possibly Rennes can break. No, they can't. Given Lavelle is there. 1 minute, 4 seconds on the clock. The South African gets his first goal of the season. We are 1-0 up against Rennes. An assist from the Ecuadorian as well. This season is off to a flying start. 10 minutes in, and it is only us and Le Havre that have scored goals so far this season, so we are sat first and second in the table. I'm guessing we're on top purely by alphabetical order. Stefancic with a corner. It's not the best corner. Zambrano's going to get there to Kamara, who's gone for goal. The goalkeeper just leaves it to hit the post. Corner now for Ren. Jota takes it towards the back post. Matupa saves it a couple of times, and it is going to be a free kick. I think somebody might have been offside, maybe? That also didn't go in. Matupa takes the free kick, so weirdly we are going to see it. Vanderlei now, the French-Brazilian, still doesn't have any caps for either nation. Given Lavelle, the goal scorer, is going to run down that right-hand side. Crosses in early to Zambrano on the volley, and he's hit the inside of the post, and Rennes clear their lines for a throw-on. I've got high hopes for Zambrano. He scored a decent amount of goals for Emelec in Ecuador. He's got 4 goals in 9 caps as well for the Ecuador side, so he knows how to score goals. And that's probably been one of our problems over the last few seasons, is actually finding the back of the net. Half time then, it is just the 1 goal lead for us at the moment, thanks to Given Lavelle. We're doing okay. I'd like to see more shots. 5 shots, just 2 on target. Obviously one of them finding its way into the back of the net. We've hit the post twice, which is pretty good. Cafe not having the best of debuts at the moment. Do we bring him off? We do have Lecomte on the bench. I think we do. Let's get Lecomte in. We've got just 2 new signings now on the pitch. And at some point, we're probably going to go down to 1, because I reckon Zambrano will be coming off for Vergara somewhen, maybe 60 minutes. Well, we are at the 60-minute mark, and no highlights so far in the second half. One thing that I've just noticed, there's only 1 draw in the entire competition so far. Niare's throw, Divis heads forward, but it's not the best of headers, and it's coming towards us. Ren head into the area, but Matupa is going to collect the ball. Now, the South African throws to Pokravac, the Croatian central defender, forward to Asan Kamara, the mainstay, been here for about 8 years now, something like that. Kamara gets the ball back to Divis. Divis in the centre circle finds Given Lavelle on the right-hand side. Niare's trying to make a run behind him, but instead Lavelle runs inside and gets tackled. Now Wind, or Wind, I don't know, it could be either, kicks the ball forward. Mansilla, he's got no support, gets tackled twice, still keeps hold of the ball. Melendu, whatever his name is, has put it in the back of the net. We are 1-1, and somehow Wind kept hold of the ball about 3 times then. Was it Wind? Someone did. It was Mansilla. He got tackled twice. Literally twice. Lost the ball twice. Still had the ball. Vanderlei, what are you doing? Jota with a free kick. I was just about to do some subs. Vanderlei heads clear. Can Given Lavelle break down that right-hand side? He's only got Zambrano in front of him. He's going to go right. Plays it towards goal? Was that a shot? I think that might have been a shot given. Why did you do that? Keeper kicks it long. Headed forward by Ren. Jota through ball. Mansilla. He's going to go for goal and he's put it in the back of the net. How have we lost this? How have we lost this match? Well, Niare's going to be coming off. We don't have a right back, so we're going to go with Travorzio. By the way, Travorzio is still here. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the last episode anyway. Stefancic probably needs to come off as well. We didn't really sort out the subs bench, did you, Stuart? We're going to do Zambrano off for Vergara instead. We're just going to lose this match, aren't we? They've had 2 shots that were any good, and they've both gone in. Going to give him a demand more, see if it makes a difference. Lecomte has picked up a yellow card as well. Corner for Vergara to take. It's towards Vanderlei. He's hit the bar. How have we not scored? We've hit the woodwork 3 times now in this match. Approaching the final few minutes, Lecomte is going to finish this match. He's on a 6.2. Vergara with the corner. It's a proper highlight. Divis is there, fisted clear. Lecomte gets the ball. The way he's been playing, he's probably going to lose it. Kamara now has to go backwards towards Pokravac. He goes back even further to Popov. Vanderlei to Divis. We need to get the ball going the other way. Vanderlei is going to play it all the way back to the keeper, isn't he? We've lost out, and now Ren can break. It's going to be 3-1. Wind through it to Mansilla. He's going to have to go backwards. Matupa, what are you doing, Matupa? It's not going to count because Jota was offside, but Matupa was absolutely shocking there. 3 minutes of injury time still to play, so this is an actual highlight. Popov with the ball is cut inside, plays it all the way across. Given Lavelle with loads and loads of space. Stefancic is there. His header is just over the bar. I think technically that hit the bar, so that's 4. 10 seconds left to play then, so we are going to lose to Rennes. It's almost 3. It's a good save this time from Matupa, but we're going to lose to Rennes in the opening game of the season, and this is not a good match. We should have scored probably 3 goals in this, and we only managed to get 1 within the first minute of the game. Well, first match of the season. You're all coming in for training tomorrow. Let's see how you like that. All of them seem fired up. Good. I think the less we say about this match, the better, shall we? We've started off badly. Next episode then, I don't know where we're going to go. I think we're going to go a reasonable way through. When is this draw? Let's find out when this draw is. I think it's going to be soon, isn't it? So the draw date is going to be the 30th of August, which actually is a reasonable distance away. Oh, hold on, I've just noticed. We can check the seeds. I'm not sure what I'm expecting here, because we're definitely going to be near the bottom. 18.602. We are better than Galatasaray. Look at us go. So next episode then will likely be Lille and mystery opponent number 1 from the Champions League group stage. I'm going to leave it as a surprise, so you actually come and watch the next episode. I'm hoping for somebody quite easy. I'm hoping, unlike last year, admittedly last year we did beat Juventus, but I'm hoping we get some of the easier sides this time around. It's not going to happen because we're still going to be 4th seeds. That is going to do it then. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next time with Lille and mystery opponent in the Champions League group stage. Thank you very much, and goodbye.